we're not going to comment on Idiots of America because there's a lot.
Because that would be the entirely new podcast called be Shame with John and James.
So instead of we're the kids in America, we're the idiots in America. Whoa.
No. Idiots in America. It matches the cadence better.
Idiots in America.
Fuck you. Duh. Yeah.
We were recording that, weren't we?
Of course we are.
Why do you fucking ninja record?
Because you clearly hear me go...
No, I didn't. I'm not paying attention. I was focused on the conversation.
You're too busy looking at your phone playing auto chess. How's that sponsorship deal?
I mean, it's very weird that it randomly popped up. But no, there's no auto chess right now. There is a thing there that is relevant.
There is a words. Some of it is letters.
So...
And numbers.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Season 3.
Episode 2?
No, 3. Season 3, episode 3, or episode 38?
9.
39!
Now who looks like the idiot?
We both do.
Yeah, we can't count. Me no talk hurts earballs.
So as you know, he's John.
Yes, I am John.
And I'm Jingleberry James.
That is your frickin' Ben and Jerry's flavor?
If I had to have a Ben and Jerry's flavor, I want to think that it would be eclectically... and it would have to have...
It'd be like... like James...
One Note Wonder?
Sure. That was to say, James's Junkyard, and it's basically a combination of like cookie dough, brownie dough, and whatever the hell you want to put in it.
I would eat that.
Yeah.
Would you?
That's the point.
Would you eat that?
Yeah, I eat Tonight dough, even though I don't watch The Tonight Show. Americone Dream can suck it. Wait, hold on. We need to do the censored version. Americone Dream can stink it.
Yay!
Yeah. No, you can put whatever sound bite you want in there. If I had a Ben and Jerry's flavor, I would want something like a dulce de leche, like a caramelly / butterscotchy type of thing.
No, your flavor would be called bear. Feel your bear as you eat the bear.
It would just have Cyrillic letters on it that say nothing, and it would just be like, everyone's favorite flavor. And you open it up, it's just plain vanilla, because I'm a white boy.
It's basically like those people that have your name here. That way anybody can be like, oh, John, here.
It would be like, how they have those Oreos out now that say, like, what's the flavor? And you have to guess what the flavor is, the mystery Oreos. It'd be kind of like that, like mystery cream.
Accurate. So, keeping us on track, as you know, we always talk about, there's a couple reviews that happen in it, and when we're welcoming you back, but I have to posit a question to John, because he hasn't mentioned it much lately.
I already asked. You already answered your question. I know exactly what ice cream flavor I'd be.
Yeah, no. We want to know how Scarlet Next is coming.
Oh, not at all. I kind of just stopped.
God damn it.
It wasn't boring for a long time, but then it just kind of lost me as long enough of a stretch between playing Young Souls and Doom Eternal's DLC just kind of took over, and I'm like, meh. I
literally, for you, went out, purchased Sonic Origins, played Sonic Origins, because I was like, this is a game John would recommend, and I keep recommending him long, story-driven games, and this is the thanks I get.
You're welcome.
You know what? I'm bringing you Ys 8.
Why? What is it? What can I play it on?
Switch.
Really? You have it on Switch?
Yes.
Okay, don't buy it if you don't have it.
No, I say yes because I'm going to be that guy. Oh, SF, I have to correct myself from our last episode. It actually originally came out on the PlayStation Vita, not the PlayStation 4.
How about that?
I'm fired.
So there was an original game made for the Vita?
Way back, yeah, because that was when the Vita games were still kind of in their death throes.
It's like saying I made an original game for the Ouya. Oh wait, Amazing Frog and Duck Game. Those were fun.
But no, I'm ashamedly admitting I originally have it on PlayStation 4. I picked it up for Nintendo Switch, and I have the collector's edition for PlayStation 5 coming in.
Why?
Well, because
Off the last episode, you talked about how when Disgaea 6 came to the PlayStation, you need $200 to get all the content.
no, that was Disgaea 5.
Disgaea 5. Okay. So what is this compulsion that you have to get every collector's edition and re-release?
So the Switch version I picked up on sale. A retro store had it. It was used, but they had it listed for $20. So I was like, fuck it, $20 for a very mainstream, popular JRPG? Yes, please.
Mainstream? Yes,
Yeah.
really?
In the JRPG community, it basically has become that.
Okay. But
But
I like
then,
how we have to qualify it. I don't know if it's mainstream. That's like saying I
mainstream
like
in a
drinking
small
Pepsi.
world.
I like drinking that freaking low key, kind of slept on Coca-Cola drink, Pepsi.
But no, I picked up the PlayStation 5 version just because I didn't get a chance to get the collector's edition for PlayStation 4, and I don't want to sink $300+ on it when I can just get it because I have enough store credit through Nice America to get it for $10. So $10 for a collector's edition of stuff that I actually want to display and enjoy, especially if I end up moving to fucking Michigan. I will have an official game room finally.
Dun, dun, dun. You want to just drop that?
Yeah, I'm dropping it like that. We'll explain more over Instagram and other places later, but your boy might be going to Michigan, so anybody who's listening to us up in the Detroit area, we will have a meetup. Let's go.
Anybody in Detroit, meet him at Mom's Spaghetti.
Vomit on my sweater already.
Don't start. I'm sure if you see M working there, that's the first thing he's waiting for.
No.
Someone to walk in and say... And then he just slaps the shit out of you.
Spits spaghetti on you and throws sauce on you.
Slaps the shit. It's that image of him like kind of doing like the hand like toward the screen. It's him throwing it at you like, here, catch.
But so honestly, hot fire review. I've obviously, as I told you guys, I've been diving into Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That has been a lot of fun. I actually was like, I need to have something in my kind of off moments where I don't want a deep story dive. I loaded up Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Oh, cool.
The D&D Borderlands, essentially.
Yeah, and I think Andy Samberg is in it.
It's refreshingly fun. I loved Borderlands back when it released, and I love this. It's just been nonstop chaos. It's loot boxing. It's just the voice acting is fun. It's just a silly, fun game.
Back when games could just be straightforward and fun.
Wow, you make it sound like we're horrible people, and you kind of might be right.
Yeah, we just spent 8 minutes getting to that revelation. 39 episode, 8 minutes into the 39th episode, and we know the actual message here. Games with John and James. Life sucks and you know it.
Well, if you haven't got it, play and buy Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I think it's about to go on sale through GameStop and Best Buy, 50% off.
Damn.
So,
okay.
I think I saw it on the flyer. I don't know if that's nationwide, but if it is, go pick it up.
I like how we'll never be able to fact check this because...
Well, the one here on base, that's just weird, man.
I know it's weird. What I'm saying is the fact that we're saying this like, however many days before that sale might even be announced at all. So there's no way to actually confirm it. Like, we can't just look it up now. We'll just have to wait like a week and then just be like, hey, wait a minute, guys. Sorry.
Hey, we're like the weathermen. We are right 1% of the time.
It's AccuHunch weather.
So, but... it does kind of bring me to today's topic. You said back when games were fun.
Did I say back when games were fun?
Basically.
I said like they used to be.
Yeah, they used to be. And our episode today, when John's done receiving text messages...
No, I just met all of my goals today.
Aw. This is long overdue, and it is actually... As John was gracious enough to go down the Final Fantasy rabbit hole with me and Journey last week.
I thought you were going to say jabroni for some reason, but yes, please continue.
Yeah, Final Fantasy jabroni? Well,
yeah.
I mean, it'd be accurate for 15, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Because you're beating up jobber monsters until the end.
So this, don't touch that dial. When we get back, John, hit him with what we're going to be talking about.
We're talking about blast processing. What's it all about? Is it real? Is it marketing? You'll find out.
Stay tuned. Don't touch that
power button.
He powered me off.
Finally, the podcast I've always wanted.
I see where the loyalty lies.
All right, we'll be right back, folks. You like how I rub my nipples at the thought of you dead?
Let me tell you, this is what I think about you, James.
It's that freaking scene in Archer when you saw the series premiere of Archer, where it's just like, imagine me blowing your brains out of dear old mommy Dearest. Oh God, he's got an erection. The thought of me dead gives you an erection? No, just half of one. The other half would have really missed you.
God damn it. All I can think of is the South Park episode with Cable when they're trying to watch murder porn and the cable people like lift up their patches.
Oh, you can't go and afford satellite dishes, huh?
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, Xfinity doesn't have all the channels you wanted at a price you can afford. Oh, that's too bad.
Yep, that's you.
Yeah.
At my death. Oh, that's too bad.
You just see me at the funeral and everybody's just all like, that's in really poor taste, John. What? Who's John?
30 seconds after my death, the podcast name just changes to Games with John. The other guy's dead.
No, it'd be a continuation of What's Going On with John, which was a pilot for when you eventually...
Oh, that's why he's been trying to poison me lately.
Slowly puts knife away.
So, welcome back from that deadly...
Premonition, another good video game.
Ew. John, take me back. Take me back to when games were fun, please.
I was going to say, take you back to the past and play the awesome games that kick ass. Yeah, I'm going to do that for you. Because today is a top 10 list near and dear to my heart. SEGA Genesis games.
Now, before we dive into this, we want to say, we here at Games with John and James, we support lists in all forms or fashion because everybody is entitled to their opinion. However, this is an aggregate list, and it is not a numeric list. So take it for what you will. What we talk about first could be your number 1. It could be your number 10. It is up for interpretation.
Every single time I look at top 10s lists, I think about how you can't possibly quantify or give any type of credence or any data or analytics or metrics or anything to actually make something quantifiably a number 1 game. Because people usually go to things like, oh, it sold this many copies, or this many people played it, or and I was a kid. It all goes into opinion. So some of these games might be your number 1 for a little bit before you discover another one. Put that back on top. Things move up and down lists all the time. So that's why I always preface everything I say in no particular order. Because sometimes you're going to want to play a different one over another one. Because if really one game was the best game of all time, you'd only play that. See what I'm saying?
If it had replayability. What if it didn't have replayability?
Well, then why is it even on the list if you don't want to play it again?
I don't know. Chrono Trigger looking at you.
That game you can play over and over again. And also, I love the Sega version of that game. Phantasy Star.
I'm actually due for my playthrough of Chrono Trigger this year. I gotta kind of pick that back up as that left with my retro collection.
Wait, which one did you play?
The DS one. I remember when.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you.
The Super Nintendo one. I am never getting a holy grail. So fun fact. I am sorry to tangent so early. Back home in Florida.
Tangents, they're side quests. Come on,
thanks.
Let's keep that up here.
So back home in Florida, where my family they retired at, I have, for lack of a better expression, safety deposit box, because it's not safety deposit box. I was going to say a storage shed, and I'm like, yep, no, it's not that. So I have a safety
storage deposit box. Gotcha.
There you go. But I have a safety deposit box, and in that safety deposit box is my copy that my grandfather got me for Super Nintendo of Chrono Trigger. My copy that I got when I thought I lost said copy of Chrono Trigger. Both of them complete in box. My copy, not fully sealed because I just ripped the plastic off to where you could open up and pull the game stuff out. So semi-sealed.
X-Acto knife, yeah. I know the process.
Yep. No, but I have those in there along with The only other retro game I still have left in my collection, it's not really worth a damn, but I have it because when little James is growing up, mom divorces, she remarries, stepdad adopts me. The very first game, because he's the one that got me into gaming, my stepdad, by the way. Very first game he allowed me to play on his regular Nintendo. And he always prefaced it, this is mine, don't take advantage of it. He wanted me to, not just devote my life to video games. Which, hey, look at me now. Thanks, Dad. Q*bert.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just a copy of Q*bert, it is a sealed copy of Q*bert. Probably worth like $50 because it's Q*bert, but still sentimental memories.
Yeah. Sometimes things actually have value that you can't quantify, which is why I don't put 9s and 10s and numerical value to my lists.
I kind of want to play Q*bert now.
Go get your copy. It's in Florida. Go get it.
I'm on my way.
Go buy yourself a Nintendo or a Famiclone or whatever and go pop it in. Let's do it. So, I'm looking at my list right here, and another thing that makes me iffy about top 10 lists also is because, people will always try to say, well, why wasn't this game on the list? Because I didn't play it. You know what I mean? How can I know the value of something if I never played it or never understood it? Whatever. So, I want to just kind of give that qualifier, that kind of overarching statement to the list. If I didn't play the games that you think are better for the console, like Romance of the Three Kingdoms or something, I'm sorry. I just didn't play it, so it's not going to be on the list.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be... So some things are always going to be self-explanatory, like for the Super Nintendo. It doesn't matter what list it is, Chrono Trigger will be there, or Earthbound will be there. It doesn't matter if you've played it or not. That's
Earthbound.
It's just synonymous with the system.
It's synonymous with nerds loving the system enough to put that game on every single list.
Exactly. Now with Sega, it's a little bit different, and especially with this being our list, it has to be games we've actively played or enjoyed, right?
Or even still play, because I still like them.
That is true. Shout out to GameStop for getting my pre-order in for the new Sega Mini.
Yes, I got mine as well through Amazon. I think it was actually... Wait, they're doing it through GameStop? Because I heard it was only going to be through Amazon Japan.
Then I need to go see what my $5 went to.
Yeah, you got to make sure about that, because that's what I heard. They may have changed it. I don't know.
Gaming News Wednesday. More news at 11.
The Genesis Mini 2, y'all are screwed.
But
you want to play Pop Full Mail in English? Good luck. $500.
Yeah, no joke. But kick us off, John. What's going to be the starting topic for this?
What's going to be the starting game, I think?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Sega and Sonic are synonymous, and other S words that I might not want to say on a child-friendly podcast like ours, but the first game I'm going to talk about...
Child-friendly. Emphasis on that. We literally talked about... the world's #1 porn searches before this episode.
No, I was about to say how we were going to side tangent this into the games. The
side quest.
We're going to side quest into our other business ventures called Daycare with John and James. Leave your kids with us, people. We're their dads now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But anyway, the first game on the list is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We've talked about this game enough. Sonic the Hedgehog, great game. You talked about Sonic Origins. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is probably going to be your favorite out the whole bunch, if not Sonic CD, because that's my personal favorite. But, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, that game, not only with the freaking lock-on technology that came out when Sonic and Knuckles, where they split the game in 2 pieces because they wanted to, promote Happy Meal toys.
Yep.
And, the origin of, the Super Emeralds that it developed into Hyper Knuckles and Hyper Sonic, the crazy over-the-top levels, and really just pushing the Genesis to, the reaches of what it could actually be. The Genesis had been out since 1987 at that point, and those games came out in the latest in 1994.
Well, that was. Do you quantify that as the Genesis though in the 80s, or do you quantify that as the Master System?
No, the Genesis came out in 1987 and 88.
I thought that was Master System then.
The Master System was based off of the SG-1000 that was in Japan, and that was basically their 8-bit machine that was just better than the NES. It had better tech in it, but no one played it because it didn't have Mario.
Ah, okay. Look, I learned something on air.
And also, Tonka distributed the freaking Master System in America.
Like the trucks company?
Yeah,
Tonka Trucks!
Yeah, the toy company. And it's also, that's kind of weirdly, historically, why Sega in, Western regions partnered with toy companies to be their distributors. So, kind of funny.
Yeah, look at that.
In Brazil, they still make them and manufacture them through Tech Toy, so...
Hey, good on you, Brazil.
Yeah, when I go
Shout
to
out
visit,
to Giselle. Keep getting them tech toy games.
you tell keep getting them tech toy games and make sure that I have plenty to unwrap at Christmas.
Heyo.
I want that preloaded Master System. But yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, great music, great everything. It took the Sonic formula and perfected it in a way that a lot of people thought Sonic 2 did, but I would say no. 3 and Knuckles, beautiful.
It's one of the few, so like honestly, like Mario 1 through 3, Sonic 1 through 3, you can see the progression, you can feel it. But unlike Mario 2, which kind of became like a pseudo cult classic, not very,
it's Donkey Donkey Picnic, yeah.
Yep, Doki Doki. Nice try.
I like my version better.
But Sonic actually, like Sonic 1, it was a great entry. Sonic 2 improved upon everything. Holy crap, this is awesome. And then Sonic 3 was like, hold my beer. I'm going to show you what perfection on this console looks like.
Everything that you needed to know about the transition from Sonic 1 to 2 is explained in Chemical Plant Zone. And everything you need to know about the transition from Sonic 2 to 3 is explained in every of the first 6 stages altogether. The entire first half of the Sonic 3 and Knuckles combination cartridge is gaming perfection. I love it.
I think that's a really good entry. Also, caveat, there will only be one entry from a series. So if a series is just pure perfection like Sonic, well, hey, congratulations, you just heard this entry.
I think that's going to end up being the most divisive thing we say on this podcast, how all Sonic games are a beacon of perfection. No.
Well, I mean, so Sonic 2 could have also made it. Could have.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't know.
My list. I say what I want.
I just think in terms of because like the gravity of 3 and Knuckles, I think
that's fair,
was better, and just the most stuff in it.
That's
Whereas
fair.
2 got long in the tooth toward the end.
So I get to have a little bit of fun with our next fun entry in this list because John introduced this game to me. And oh boy, do I suck at it. And
really?
I suck hard. But it was
NHL 94.
Hey, nice try. Gunstar Heroes.
Yes, Gunstar Heroes. The game that Treasure basically just made as their very first game ever, not knowing how to really make a game and not having any equipment to make it. So they were basically in cafes doing design documents on how they're going to make it. And it's long held as one of the very best games on the console.
It was awesome. Like, so my first time playing this was John. We back in the day before work schedules got busy, on weekends we'd go grab breakfast and then we would game for a few hours, just having a good time from our Conquer 64 inbred difficulty days.
Yes, that was amazing.
To Gunstar Heroes, and
I'm surprised Porn Star was not a difficulty in Conquer.
That would have been great.
That'd be hilarious.
But no, it was so much fun. Even though I sucked horribly, looking at you, train boss.
Oh, the train. You're talking about the train level where like you're in the carts and you're in the tunnel going up on the ceiling and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, like, but if you use Chaser, you're fine.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nope. Yeah, the train level. No. Like
7 Force kicked your ass. It was funny.
But it was fun. Like getting the power-ups, mixing the weapons, like supercharging your weapons. It was just such a good time. I'm not a big fan of, this is essentially a shmup with platforming.
It's like supercharged Contra. Like any 2D shooter type of game you've played in the past, like this is it supercharged. And the reason why I've mentioned it before, I like to talk about actual design. I think its design is the most like perfect way to do an action shooting game.
What did you used to say? A tight script.
A tight script is all things encompassed in the game design and also the story and everything. So yes. Mm-hmm. But this game, for me, just the way that it controls, the fact that your jump button is also your slide button, your punch button, and you also have a block command, which I didn't even know about, which is also connected to your jump button.
You didn't tell me that?
No, I didn't know about it.
Your gamer card's revoked.
No, because I played it on a touchscreen once, and when you're trying to friggin' fiddle with the touchscreen controls, I would sometimes hit the shoot and jump button at the same time, and they go like this, where they put their hands up. I'm like, what? You can block in this game? Also, how are you going to block bullets?
That's fair. Like, honestly, such a rewarding experience. I enjoyed it. I actually ended up playing some more of it on my little Sega Mini.
Nice. And like the way the combination mechanic works with the guns that you can get, you'll always have a favorite, whether if you want free shot, fixed shot, any of the 4 shots you can mix together into any combination you want. The crazy dice maze mini game that happens in the 4th level, the spaceship level where you're flying through space and it basically becomes a space shoot 'em up for a little bit where you fight Seven Force again in space. There's so many iconic moments and just cool stuff in that game. It's on the list.
Yep, 100%. Man, this is already going really well.
I'm already lightheaded from all the blast processing I'm having to endure.
He's enjoying what Nintendo don't.
Yeah. That's the sound of me getting a friggin' boner.
So
kids podcast.
Hey-o. We will treat them right.
Promise. Don't leave.
So our next entry on the list, I don't have experience with the one on the Genesis, but John introduced it to me, and we ended up playing a little bit of it on the Nintendo Switch. Why don't you tell me about this one on the Genesis?
Are we going down the list that I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So
what other list would we go down?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of ways you can go down. Anyway. So this friend...
Got one in the show.
All right. Pussy. Anyway, let's see. How am I going to actually introduce this other than just say, yeah, Sega wanted a beat-em-up game, and so they got the team that made it to just kick ass and make basically their own version of Final Fight. And then they had him do it again for Streets of Rage 2. Streets of Rage 2 improves on everything that Streets of Rage 1 started by giving you different characters with different mechanics, by expanding out the levels, making the music more kick-ass because of Yuzo Koshiro. And the guy who developed the game also did the soundtrack and played his soundtrack at clubs as the DJ.
Oh, damn.
And there's just so much fun between all the grand uppers you do and all the special moves, playing as Skate, doing the warp speed kick where you're drilling through dudes in the air, playing as Max and just picking dudes up and throwing them down. It's freaking badass. It's Sega's Final Fight, and I actually like it better than Final Fight. So,
I mean, as a testament to it, who's in Smash?
I don't know.
Terry.
That's King of Fighters.
Oh, oopsie.
I was just like, who the hell did they put Skate in freaking Smash Bros?
Nani?
That would be amazing.
Well, my gamer cards revoked. My bad, wrong game.
This freaking Gary Coleman looking dude on rollerblades coming up and kicking Mario in the face. That'd be awesome.
Hagar would have been a really good one.
Oh, hell yeah.
With his little shark pile driving twisty bomb thing.
Or just his freaking lariat and he's like swinging a pipe and hitting you.
Zangief would have also been really good.
Oh, I would play that more with my buddy and just terrorize him because my Geef game was strong.
No, I mean...
The fact that Streets of Rage 2 is so good that you were mentioning how we played the most recent version, 4. The fact that 4 still feels like a continuation of that game and the perfected version of it, but you still go back and play 2, where you go into the freaking Disneyland amusement park that opens up to an alien cavern, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Like, Streets of Rage 4 was really fun. I'm definitely not that good at beat-em-ups, but I was definitely better at Streets of Rage 4 than I was Gunstar Heroes.
It's true.
So, yeah, no, I can see why you would put that on this list. That was a very iconic Sega moment.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of sucks about it is you don't get a little police car that comes out and shoots missiles at people for you. You get cool new special moves, sure, but you don't get freaking...
help.
Yeah, you don't get freaking, RoboCop just being like, dead or alive, you're going to hell.
Hey, I'll get to see RoboCop.
Really?
I'm going to Detroit.
Oh, right.
Call back, and he forgot.
Make sure you send me freaking all of the OCP merch you can get. Including my own Head 209 for home defense.
Oh, man. No, I can definitely see why that is. Our next, so I just want to say, John put a lot of thought into this, especially through the amounts of games I know he's played for the Genesis. Mm-hmm. And this next entry I want to make a mention of because it was the game that took me away from Super Nintendo because of how much I wanted to beat this damn game.
Really?
Vector Man.
Yes. Blue Sky Studios, baby.
It was... For me, Vector Man, it was kind of a breath of fresh air. Like, at the time I got Vector Man, on the Super Nintendo, I was playing So this is late in the life. I was playing Super Mario RPG. I had Arrow the Acrobat, and then I had the Super Scope, so I would do the BattleTech game where you had the like gimmicky Super Scope, and the robots are going side scrolling, and you got to blow them up using the Super Scope.
Yep.
And it was fun. Don't get me wrong. Like I loved using the Super Scope. I felt like a friggin' commando. But Vector Man just hooked me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 3 months just trying to beat Vector Man because my parents, because I wasn't doing good in school at the time, yay, young James, they kept being like, oh, well, this isn't where we want it. Yoink, yoink, yoink consoles. And I say 3 yoinks because it was my NES, my Super Nintendo, and my SEGA Genesis. And I wouldn't get it back until Sunday evening where I could game for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yes, it was very annoying. I learned to not get bad grades anymore.
I just remembered being a kid and how we were never allowed to play video games on Sunday because that's the Lord's Day. And the Lord doesn't want kids to have fun.
The Lord said no video games.
Those are from the devil. As a lot of people actually thought during the Satanic Panic in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
Beavis
video
and
games.
Butthead is telling kids to murder each other. Also, kids don't know what that is. Settle down, Beavis.
Oh.
That just sounds like you're horny. But yeah, now Vector Man is on the list because of just what it represented at the time because that was released in 1995, around the same time that like games like Donkey Kong Country were making a big splash with their whole 3D pre-rendered graphics and all that kind of stuff. The graphics game was on point with Vector Man, where you look at like the opening level with the billowing flags in the background and everything is running at a crisp 60 frames a second. Graphics are crazy good. The music is crazy good. The environment you get into, it drips this weird 90s aesthetic so perfectly that it has to be on this list.
100%. Like, when I think Vector Man, I think an iconic character, not Sonic, for the Sega.
Iconic the Hedgehog.
Hey-o! Yeah, no, that was a good time. I feel like when we're done with this, you're going to be loading up some Sega games.
I'll actually be going to 9 Round to get a freaking kickboxing workout in. And I'm probably going to draw some boobies.
Boobies!
You know. What was that? Zero doing his Z-Saber move? That's what that sounded like to me.
No, it was Johnny Bravo.
Did you know he went to Bollywood?
Who?
Johnny Bravo.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
How? How do you remember that?
Because you just told me.
I fucking hate you. All right. Now, this next game on the list is another... It's one of those games where I hate to qualify it as a cult classic because when games don't sell well, they usually develop a reputation as, oh, this is a hidden gem, or something is, you know... Again, you struggle to really define it because I know I played it. I know I loved it. I know when I saw it on the shelves at freaking, Target or KB Toys or whatever, I always wanted it. You freaking play yourself some Comic Zone.
That game. So if you don't listen to us in any shape, form, or fashion with this list, the ones so far, I totally recommend you find a way to play, emulate it for crying out loud. It's
also on like every Genesis collection ever. If you have the Switch like online stuff with Sega, it's there.
It is so much fun. Honestly, I think this was like the first game that kind of took you out of the game meta-wise. As as you were progressing through the comic and through the frames, like it literally felt like, the point came across. You were the artist.
There's a term in graphic design that lends itself to a feeling of a more naturalistic feel. It's the kind of thing where you open up your notes on your iPhone or your iPad or whatever, and you see at the very top that torn remnants of a previous piece of paper. That's what they tried to create with Comic Zone for the Genesis in the way that you move between panels and flip pages. And doing that so early is just so, for me, the inner artist in me. Not only do I make comics, I draw it all the time as well. But seeing that try to be replicated on the Sega, one of my favorite consoles of all time, with some of the best music of all time, coolest graphics, hardest difficulty.
Comic Zone.
And also, you drink as much Snapple as you want.
Comic Zone was difficult.
Yeah, it was short, though, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. Plus, it's a beat-em-up game, a beat-em-up kind of platformer adventure game, but it also is like a puzzle game.
Yep.
Because the way that you solve certain problems can lend itself to being better equipped to fight the final bosses later.
100%. Like,
I always wonder when we talk about these games if they want to turn them into reviews or just say, like, how you guys know this game's awesome. It's now, as an adult, I look at that game, I'm like, sweet, I get to beat up Spawn comics.
I mean, hey, you're not wrong.
As a Portland native, I've always wanted to beat up Spawn or work for Spawn.
Hey, you're coming full circle.
Yes.
So, no, that was a powerful entry. Like, I remember Comic Zone. So I remember when that first came out. Like, I wasn't able to get it at the time. But I remember seeing it, and it always, like, that cover art always captivated my attention.
Yeah, because the artists that they got to frickin' design sketch and put them on the frickin' front cover, actual comic artist type people, they made it look appealing. They made you want to pick it up. That's what comic artists do.
I will give Sega all the marketing credit in the world. Like, their marketing team in the the late 80s, early 90s, up to like 95, couldn't touch them.
Yep. The frickin' parents suck a dick, says Sonic. You gonna play Nintendo like a little baby girly man? You want yourself a Sega CD.
And then they fell away, but then Sega de Sanchero almost single-handedly with that damn ad campaign almost saved the Saturn.
It saved the Saturn in Japan, but not in America.
Well, we didn't get those commercials.
No, because that's stupid. Thanks, Bernie Stoller. Yeah, I know you by name.
So, yeah. So, no, you're doing pretty good. I give you my seal of approval.
The one of the J's of the two J's of this podcast, seal of approval.
The jismed approval.
The jelking seal of approval.
Or according to Oregon, the JOI.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's not that hard, y'all. Wait.
Hey, double entendre.
Yeah. So we're about halfway through the list at this point. What do you say we take a quick break? Give us a little bit of a musical interlude. Maybe, since you're editing this one, put some Genesis music in there.
I don't know. I kind of heard your Final Fantasy music. Cough, cough.
Yeah, it was good. Why? What's the problem?
It was not anything I recommended.
Maybe you don't want to suck nostalgia's dick all the time and maybe experience some new things once in a while. Now, if you don't mind, we're going to take a break and talk about these other games from the 90s. We'll be right back, folks. People were just all like, right on. I'm like, thanks, guys. Thanks for enabling me.
You support this.
You guys probably JO to this. No, it's like whenever like lewd comic artists or lewd artists meet each other, it's like, yo, dude, I've totally schlicked it to your artwork. Yo, me with yours, dude.
Something glizzy with your artwork.
Something glizzy gladiator. Something dark side submit.
Hey, look, future movie title right there.
Mm-hmm. Something dark side, but not that dark side. The DC Comics dark side.
Oh man, welcome back. As you probably heard, it was Sega music. Which I think John will appreciate when he eventually listens to himself talk.
You're going to friggin' put Ecco the Dolphin music in there, and I'll just be like, God dang it. At least get the one from the Sega CD version, because that's Spencer Nielsen, the guy who composed Sonic Boom, one of the best Sega songs.
Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom.
I did not invite you to sing.
Hey, I created a wonderful Instagram thing with that.
Oh, I know you did. But
because I did it,
you could, if you really wanted to throw a deep cut at me, you would have found my old YouTube account where I uploaded the opening to Sonic CD set to the Rocky theme.
What? Hey, you should send me that. That's going to be music for our podcast forevermore.
Oh God. Well, if people can find it, tweet at me. All right, let's get back to the list. What do you say?
Yeah.
Now, this next entry on the list, I will wholly admit. One of the biggest divides when it came to kids basically saying whether or not you were a Sega kid or a Nintendo kid was very specific genres of games. Now, We have all sang the praises of Chrono Trigger on this podcast way more than we probably should.
Are you kidding me? It should always be praised. Point blank and period. You know what? Praise Chrono Trigger. Thou art hallowed perfection.
And we did it again.
You're welcome.
So, story-based RPGs and other types of that genre is what the Super Nintendo had. Low-key, it had that. It had Mario, it had Zelda, sure. But for the grown-ups out there, for the more analytically minded, I suppose, the people who were writing the reviews for these consoles back in the day, they played those games.
100%. 100%.
And this is where the split happens. You know what the Sega kids were doing? What the Sega adults were doing? They were playing Madden, NHL, FIFA, all the football you could ever want. So that's why sports games need to be represented on this list with NHL 94.
Now, for those of you who have not played NHL
is hockey. For those who don't know what hockey is, I don't blame you.
Just look up Wayne Gretzky. Thank us later.
Look up the Portland Rage, the 1995 to 1996 roller hockey team that my hometown had.
I forget who it was. There was a player for the Blues. He was like nicknamed like the Tasmanian Devil or something, but he was tiny compared to other people. But he had the penchant. If you hurt one of his teammates, he would go after you viciously to the point of almost taking a skate off and cutting your throat open.
So the joke from Happy Gilmore was real.
Basically. And he was tiny, too, compared to everyone else. But no, the reason why NHL 94 is on here, and like John said it best, like Sega sports games, they were fire. And NHL 94, honestly, for all the hockey games that are out now, all the hockey games that came out after it, NHL 94, I don't know, it just has like that warm feeling of, I can always come back to this, even though I could play a very modern version of it. I would rather play NHL 94.
I think it's interesting that I'm actually trying to Google who that player was, because I should know this shit, but I don't, because I was a huge hockey fan in the 90s as a kid. Well, and I'm just finding lithograph prints of Taz in goalie pads with a Blues jersey on, and I'm like, what the hell was happening in the 90s that the Looney Tunes players needed to be in frickin' Blackhawks jerseys? I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, there's the long storied history of sports games on the Sega Genesis. They played better. They might not have sound very good, but they always played better on the Sega consoles. And that was pretty great, especially when you grew up in a house that loved hockey, like my family did. And
by the way, Bob Gassif.
That's the guy?
He was only 5'10". And in hockey, that's small.
I was going to say 5'10". That's taller than me. It's not, not by much.
Well, you are a midget.
I'm 2'9".
Hey-o.
All those photos you see of me, that's a body double.
Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that, so I can get away with it.
But yeah, no, Bob Gassif or Gassoff, however you say it, he was the most fearsome blues enforcer of all time. He was listed at 5'10", 195, and he was the thickest 195 pounds you ever saw.
So just a freaking snarling refrigerator rolling at you.
Yep.
Gotcha. Just fucking upends you. He freaking Hashix you all the time. That'd be awesome. But NHL 94, great rosters, great time for hockey. The Flyers were good, the Penguins were good, the Rangers were good, Blues were good. I don't know. Sound off, sports fans. Do you like NHL games on the Sega Genesis? I sure do. That's why it's on the list.
Yeah, like, look at that, man. Like, just screams hockey.
It also just looks like my dad.
Hey. DNA test time.
Oh, God. I don't have that curly a hair. But yeah, NHL 94 on the list. There are other great NHL games you can play on the Sega, but that's definitely my favorite. Actually, 93 is my favorite, but 94 definitely plays better.
So, great entry to come back from break on. I wholeheartedly support this endeavor.
I know we do, but I'm pretty sure there are people in the audience like, ugh, it's like putting a Madden game on here. Ugh.
Well, when they're wrong, and they're wrong if they think that.
Yeah. So eat it, potential people who might buy merch we're coming up. Please don't leave.
But, so the next game on our list, I know dick all about.
Really?
Have
you played the one that came out before it?
No.
Really?
So the next two games on this list that we're going to speak about, I have nothing. Quoting John from, I got nothing to add.
Uh-huh.
So
quoting me. Yeah.
I mean, something callback PlayStation 1 JRPG episode something.
Shut up.
Tell me about this next entry, John.
So, because of Sonic the Hedgehog and the rampant popularity of things like basically coming out of the 80s with the very toyetic market of certain cartoons like He-Man and Ninja Turtles and all that kind of stuff, going into things like Power Rangers, and Sonic the Hedgehog proved that you could have a mascot and market it and basically make anything you want with it. Having a recognizable character was the thing to do. So this started what I would call the mascot wars. So everybody was trying to make some type of snidey, snarky, at 90s attitude mascot that they could make a game around.
Looking at you, Bucky O'Hare.
I would say looking at you, Bart Simpson, you piece of shit.
Bubsy.
Bubsy was definitely one of them.
Arrow the Acrobat.
Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel was one of them.
That was a fun one, though.
Define fun, but no.
The idea with him, he was fun. His game was not fun.
And the people who made that went on to make Turok. Anyway.
At least they redeemed themselves.
Sure. Anyway. I'm sure there are Turok fans out there like, all right, time to kill this guy. No, but...
Well, now you know what our next episode topic is going to be about, ladies and gentlemen.
Turok is good? ? Yeah, sure. Go play 2 and then spend 2 hours trying to beat the first level. Whatever. No, let me get back on track here. The mascot wars happened, and Konami decided to throw their hat in the ring with a game called Rocket Knight Adventures. A game where you played as a possum who was a knight, a rocket knight, had a rocket pack, would bounce all around the levels, collect gems, apples, and save the princess. Lots of fun. But it didn't get really, really fun until the next game, Sparkster. And I'm talking about the SEGA Genesis version of Sparkster, the better Sparkster. Their Sparkster also came out on the Super Nintendo, and it plays like a dang bootleg. The SNES version is not as good. Deal with that. Sparkster was frickin' awesome. It perfected and kind of slowed down the gameplay while at the same time making it more deep. There were items to collect. There were cooler levels to go through. That game is awesome. And the fact that it's not on any collection or anywhere I can get it very easily makes me sad.
So what you're saying is, are you recommending me to play Sparkster?
Yeah. Pirate it. I don't care. Do it.
I will play this when you beat a damn JRPG.
Give me a good one and I'll do it.
You actually said Scarlet Nexus was good.
I said it wasn't boring.
That's quantifiably good.
That's C+. C+ is average.
I fucking hate you.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be. You know what? I'm gonna probably stream Stranger of Paradise.
I'm not gonna recommend that to you. That's one you actually want to play.
So you want to actively pick something I don't want to play?
I want you to play something out of your comfort zone. Strangers of Paradise is not out of your comfort zone. It
actually is out of my comfort zone because it's like Souls-like.
No, it's literally a game where you're just walking around beating the crap out of stuff, and when anybody tries to get like bitchy and diatribe-y, you're just like, no, fuck off. Where's chaos?
Yeah.
And you just literally like shut down the tropes and punch them in the face.
Yeah.
That is you to a T.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so that is a game you would play.
Yeah, you're basically just saying all of the praises, so I thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I am bringing you Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana.
How long is it?
20 hours.
Can you give me one that's like 5?
Name a JRPG that's 5 hours, and not Fragrant Story, which is like 10 minutes.
According to Dave, yes, it's freaking 5 minutes long.
Shout out David Vincent. You posted a very funny video, but a very truthful video about a new game that was made called Fragrant Story. I know this is really weird in a SEGA Genesis list, but a new 3DS game. Everyone was probably like, what? And literally 3 levels, 10 minutes. Congrats, you beat the game.
You know, that might be one I'd actually beat.
I know.
You know, you could play Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, but this is only 5 minutes long. So what do you want to know about Sparkster? Like, because I said some pretty, back of the box bullet points about it, but what do you want to know?
I mean, no, I think you hit it on the head. Like, I mean, now the more you talk about it, the more I can kind of remember potentially seeing it back when I was a kid. And honestly,
It was a possum with blonde anime hair. It was dope. And he killed alligators.
Yeah, so I mean, I would definitely go and play it, and I could see why you would put it on here because I mean, you're a Sega boy.
Everyone at their heart is a Sega boy. Every bad kid in the 90s, Bart Simpson was a Sega boy.
No, he was a Sega soy boy.
He liked Michael Jackson. He liked all the cool things, man.
I mean, he was young enough. Oh, you went there.
You went there.
You threw it to me.
No. Good thing you're editing this one.
So, I'm gonna segue away from that before we just throw.
Please do that before I was gonna say what I was gonna say.
So our next entry on this list.
I'm hearing it in my head over and over again. Oh, if only I could had the balls to say the horrible things I could say on our child-friendly show.
About Pulse Man?
Yes, Pulse Man's great. Made by Game Freak, and it stars a pink superhero. Pink's my favorite color. And you have electrical internet powers. It's awesome.
Wait, was that the dude with like it felt like you were basically like almost like a wall socket kind of electrical powers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually know that game.
Yeah, so you charge up and you do the little volt trail move where you bounce around the levels, and you can get connected to things that will make you go around a level. It's like all the story, the concept of the game is a guy has sex with a computer and gives birth to Pulse Man. They're called Sea Life.
Hey, I'm looking at you, disk drive. You look mighty tiny, just like me.
Look at my hard disk, baby. But
it ain't floppy.
But yeah, so Game Freak made this game for the SEGA Genesis, and that's why Rotom looks the way he does, because Pulse Man inspired his design. But it was your basic... on the surface, it was your basic platforming action game, as there were many of those in the 16-bit era of consoles. But I think just the novelty of the future and the internet and computers and stuff, the aesthetic of the game was really cool. You had electric powers. You had a rival that was like, like a black Pulse Man. So, of course, he's evil.
Ladies and gentlemen, my fucking co-host here.
So, and then you gotta beat him, and it's awesome because that fight is dope where you have to like do the volt move where you're bouncing around the room and crash into him, then hit him. The boss fights were cool, the worlds were cool, level design, epileptic warning because there's a level in Las Vegas and it's just nothing but colors everywhere, so be careful. But
play it and find out if you have epilepsy.
That's the best way to find out, to swallow your tongue.
Insert Pokemon Porygon episode.
Or any anime.
Facts.
Yes, but it's I think the novelty and the aesthetic and knowing it's a Game Freak game before the big Pokemon craze took off, it showed that they were competent and really good at making other types of games, and I kind of wish they would do that more. The last one that I can remember was Tembo the Badass Elephant.
Ironically, another animal mascot.
Yeah. And that was a fun game, too, and Sega published that one, so thank you again, Sega.
So, wow. I did not realize that was the 8th game we've talked about in this. Holy crap.
Just like blast processing, we move fast. That's what the Sega kids do. This is what the Sega boys do.
Well, at least you're self-admitting.
No. So this
all
one...
but you.
All but me. Yeah, because I'm a proud Shrigma male. I would not have this slander.
So
this next game I put on this list because it's one of the few RPGs I actually enjoyed playing.
So he put not only RPG, but arguably, pound for pound, one of Sega's best entries in its franchise, because this franchise, it didn't stop on the Genesis. It transitioned to the PlayStation, like it was on the PlayStation 2, it's on PlayStation 4, it is
on the Sega CD, it was on the Wonder Swan, it was on the Game Gear.
This is actually a very storied franchise we can really thank Sega for, and it's Shining Force 2.
Yes. And if you're like me, whenever you hear the name Shining Force 2, you immediately think of that really dope opening song. It just pumps you up for adventure. It's awesome. See, that's what every single RPG you have recommended to me doesn't have. It doesn't actually make me excited to play it.
Fuck off.
It doesn't. There's no, like, levity or sense of adventure. It's just like, in a world where towers rule the universe. I don't care. Send me on an adventure. I'm a kid who goes to school.
Wait, you said adventure? Wait, you still have your PlayStation 4, right?
No.
Oh, you even got rid of that?
Yeah, I got rid of that when I got my 5. And then I got rid of my 5, and I don't miss it.
Oh. Do you want to buy a PlayStation 4?
Why? What are you going to sell it for?
Well, it's the limited edition 500 million edition with a 2 terabyte hard drive.
How much?
They go for like $700 right now. You'd get a friend discount.
I'll give you $200 and I'll let you give me a hand job. That's a sweetheart deal.
Hey, call back to Oregon, JOIs.
Shut the front door. This is a child-friendly podcast, God flipping damn it.
They don't know what that acronym means. James only intervenes.
Is that a rapper like JID?
So, Shining Force 2. So, Nintendo...
Yeah, we're talking about video games. I forgot about that.
I have a way of making that happen, as do you.
Yeah, but we're too busy. The sexual tension is too busy rising between us because we're talking about Sega games.
So, Shining Force 2. Nintendo kind of had a dominance on the market when it came to strategy RPGs. Like, Fire Emblem for Japan was kind of the end-all be-all for it. There's a reason now we recently got the OG Fire Emblem re-released back for the Switch. You remember for like 5 minutes. Yeah, that one just went the way of the dodo. That was a horrible release.
I'm really sad that I can't play Super Mario 35 anymore.
Hey, Nintendo, bring it back.
They won't. They'll probably re-release it as Super Mario 40. It's like, now with 5 more Marios.
Yeah, Nintendo, you dropped the ball. But
they do that all the time.
Yeah, Sega's answer to the strategy RPG, because at the time you also had Warsong, which is now Landgrisser 1 and 2.
Holy crap.
And, yeah, right? And then look at that, me showing my Sega knowledge.
Hey. And it's almost as if Working Designs did other things.
Or besides localize Lunar and Arc the Lad and all the other big PlayStation goodies.
Did they actually make games or were they publishers?
I think they were the publishers, because remember, they were the ones acting as the publisher to bring Lunar 1, Lunar 2, and then Arc the Lad Collection, all for the PlayStation 1.
Right, okay, because I'm looking at the developers of Shining Force right now, because I want to make sure I get this correct, because I think it was developed by Camelot Games.
So while he's talking about that, Shining Force 2 it went a different route in its feel for strategy RPGs. Like, not only did you have the strategy RPG, but when the combat engaged, you had that little fade to black, that little wipe away. And then
it was like a lightning strike.
Yeah. And the combat was rewarding. It was like you versus the enemy. The pacing was good. The story was good. The leveling was good. And the challenge was difficult, but not too broken to where you could actually, like, deeply enjoy it. Because if you try playing the OG Warsong, get wrecked.
Okay, I think this is really funny because Camelot Software Planning is the company that developed the game. So I was correct, but it went under another name for a while. It was called Sonic with an exclamation point Software Planning. They were Sega CD4, Consumer Development Studio 4, before they were Camelot Games. Now they're known for making the Mario Tennis and the Mario Golf games, as well as the, franchise Golden Sun. But they were originally called Sonic.
I mean, everything comes back to Sonic, right?
I guess so. I just think that's freaking crazy. Also,
Did you just learn something new today?
I just didn't, because I thought Sonic Team made it. Because on the opening title of Shining Force 2, it says, like, copyright 1994 Sonic. And I'm like, oh, so Sonic Team made this. No, Sonic Software Planning did. And also, the reason why you'll never see a standalone Waluigi game in any sense of the word is because Camelot owns Waluigi because they created him.
They're sticking it to Nintendo.
Yeah, so.
God bless, right?
If they make a Waluigi, she better be hot.
So we talked quite a bit on Shining Force 2. That was actually the 9th entry on this list, and John put a wonderful closeout for the 10th entry on this list because you probably experienced some of the games on the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, even the Nintendo Switch. This franchise. Or
the TurboGrafx 16, which is made, like where Hudson was basically just putting a little nest egg there.
this game, it doesn't really need any fanfare or introduction because it was just a romping good time. You heard us mention some Louis back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mega Bomberman.
Mega Bomberman. You've played Super Bomberman on the Super Nintendo. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, those games blow. Mega Bomberman is awesome. It is the best version of Bomberman, and I will die on that hill.
Are you talking across all consoles, infinite time, space, all that?
Bomberman Hero, but no. Like, this freaking game.
What was the one on the 360?
Bomberman Act Zero. The one where he looks like a Rob Liefeld character.
Is that better than that one?
Yes.
Light years?
I don't know about light years. Because you can still technically play Bomberman and Bomberman Act Zero. Also, you can play as Bomber Woman.
Okay, that's fair. But
so, score one for the ladies.
No, so Mega Bomberman.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for me personally, I don't know about you, John. Like what I appreciate about Mega Bomberman. So when you play any of the Super Bomberman games, they were fun. They weren't that fast though. Like you didn't have that sense of wonder. Remember when it's the
didn't
4-player
blast processing?
Yeah, but remember 4-player battles when you're just battling your friends, or even just
8-player. Jeez.
And in the Super Nintendo, the bomb, it was like bomb, 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 bomb when you're doing the bomb chain, right?
Yes.
But then on the Genesis, it was literally like, I poop out 8 bombs.
Yep.
Oh no, you're trapped?
The line bomb power-up was awesome. You got a Louis, you can speed around the level if it's green, or you can make it dance if it's pink. You could jump over blocks if it's blue, you can kick blocks if it's freaking yellow. You can... What did the purple one do? I think the purple one made it easy you could jump.
Wasn't the purple one the one with the sunglasses?
No, but that would be awesome.
Why am I which one had sunglasses?
No one did. But I want them to have sunglasses now.
Hey, draw it.
I could, actually.
Draw it for the Twitter.
Frickin' purple kangaroo with sunglasses. People were like, this is awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first.
The official mascot of the Games with John and James podcast, Cool Louie.
John will, well, I can't volunteer John, but I think he should.
Can.
That's true. Hey, thanks, military rank structure.
Yeah, they'll know.
But I actually think you should draw that for Twitter. I think that would be kind of a cool thing to show the tweets, the tweeting masses. And
show the people on the Instagram, be like, please come here. please follow me.
Get away from the Instagram and come to the Twitter.
The one with the Instagram has the shittiest algorithm of all the social medias, I think.
Yeah, that is very true.
It's like, here's a tooth surgery.
But
I was liking pictures of flowers Instagram. Why?
No!
Just like the idea of friggin' an app being like, here's a tooth surgery. Here's a pimple popping.
Dr. Pimple Popper!
Watch it on Hulu because this is entertainment now.
Yeah, apparently. So we're going to not allow that list to end on this. So Mega Bomberman, if you get the chance, it is one of those perfect co-op games. It's a wonderful game by yourself, but the
single player is dope, the multiplayer is dope, the music is dope, the character's dope. The freaking punk rock bomber with the mohawk that they used on the cover of the American box art is dope. It's a fun time. And I can tell you the countless times I got together with my brother and some friends and just played the crap out of that game.
It is a wonderful game. So honestly, so that's been the list.
Yeah, that's That's the top 10 right there. And if your favorite wasn't on there, tell me why Dick Tracy deserves to be on there. I don't know.
Carmen Sandiego.
I played that game. Yeah.
You remember
wasn't that on the list?
You remember the TV show?
I do.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
I had the frickin' Rockapella cassette tape of that show.
Holy crap. That's a throwback.
That's a throwback and a half.
Now, speaking of throwbacks, we can't let you, we can't just let you leave just yet because
we're not going to let you leave at all. So break out the duct tape.
With the Genesis, there was countless games that we didn't have the opportunity to talk about or represent, and John was ever so gracious to actually give you some honorable mentions. And I'm going to hit the ground running with this first one because
do we want to hit the ground running or do we want to take a break?
We're going to hit the ground running with the break in. Be right back when the ground is not running.
Sure.
What are we at?
All right, we're hitting the ground running, and we're an hour in.
Hey, we ground run. No, the ground's not running anymore.
Oh, we stopped. That's right. That was because of me. But yes, I did form a list here of some honorable mentions. So we're going to hit the ground running after our break with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist, a port/other type version of Turtles in Time, which I personally like better because there's a run button. The run button changes everything.
It does. Wait, isn't this in the new Turtles collection that just got re-released?
The Cowabunga collection is coming out, well, I'm not going to date the episode, but it comes out August 31st, 2022. So,
and doesn't it have Hyperstone Heist?
It does, yes. And it also has the arcade version of Turtles in Time, the SNES version of Turtles in Time, all the Game Boy games, all of the versions of Tournament Fighter, all of like the arcade games, everything, man.
This
Even
game,
the crappy Nintendo one. It's made for the Commodore.
Yeah, we're gonna no. Fuck that game. That game was impossibly hard.
I beat it.
Cool. You are one of two in this room because after the seaweed level, I was like, nope, fuck that game.
Oh, dude, that music.
The music was great.
Yeah, because it has that freaking Konami style music. But yeah, that seaweed level, if you can get past it, there's a semi-fun game waiting for you.
Caveat: beat that level.
Yeah. Caveat: don't drown.
Yep.
You're a turtle.
But no, Hyperstone Heist. Honestly, it was so much fun. Like John mentioned, having the run button in that game, that was all that was missing for the original Turtles in Time. Like if you had a run button in it, it would have been so much better. So shout out to the team realizing, oh hey, this is what we missed including. Let's put it in this game and give you a better version.
Yeah, I mean, some people like it's debatable which version is actually the best because some people like the arcade version, some people like the Super Nintendo version. I personally like this one a lot because I just played it to death. But I don't know, having the ability to switch between the comic color palettes and the movie and comic color palettes and the what's called the anime colored palettes in the option screen, and the fact that you could fight against Tatsu, who was from the third movie, which no one likes to talk about. And I don't know. I just think of every time I think of games like Mega Bomberman was the game we just talked about. Now we're talking about this, and I just think of all of the multiplayer sessions that I've had with my brother when we played these games, and they were just awesome.
So yeah, shout out this one. If you are gonna pick up the Turtles collection, the Cowabunga collection, you will get to enjoy this, relive our days, and see what we're talking about.
No doubt.
Now, this next one.
This is an honorable mention I did for you.
Basically, yeah. So this actual next one is one John didn't actually play. However, he will even attest, when people think of RPGs and the Sega, Shining Force is there, War Song is there, but the one everybody refers to is the Phantasy Star series, and Phantasy Star 4...
You want to hear a story?
Is the best one. But yes, I do want to hear a story.
Phantasy Star 4 is the best one. As far as everyone claims it to be, yes. I'll actually be able to experience it myself if I decide to play it on my Switch. So, who knows? Maybe I'll give... You know what? I'll do you a favor. I'll play that game.
No, you're only playing that game because it's a Sega game.
No, I'm saying it's because it's an RPG, it's turn-based, and it would qualify everything you've ever recommended to me.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah. So how about that? I'll play Phantasy Star 4.
Do you have a Sega collection to play it on?
I have my Switch. It's on there.
Oh, it's on the Mini too, right?
It's on the Mini. It's on the Nintendo Online service that they do. There's ways to play it.
Okay. You know what? Fine. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
So you're going to play...
When John gets home, he's playing Phantasy Star 4.
I'm going to work out first.
Well, besides, I said when you get home.
When I get home and I have a little nosh and I unwind a little bit because it's been a long, hard day, maybe draw a booba or two, I'm going to play some Sega. Oh, you know what else is coming in today? My copy of Sonic 2, the movie. Yay!
Did you get the
4K HDR?
Oh, the super crisp one?
Yep. I say, as soon as I saw that movie in theaters, I was like, pre-order.
Oh. So, fun fact, before we move on, and talk a little bit about Phantasy Star 4.
Another side quest.
So, as you all know, John has been searching for the secret rings. He hasn't been searching that hard here lately, so I'm going to end this with a bang.
End it? What?
John has till the end of the month to find the original virus.
And if not, do I die?
And if he doesn't, there's a glorious thing waiting for him at the end that is going to, A, stun him into probably a coma, B, make his head explode immediately upon sight. C, you're gonna hear about it on the podcast, and he's just gonna be like, I can't fucking believe he did this.
It made my dick explode.
And then D, he will have to display it for the masses as a sign of his defeat at my hands.
Why do I just picture like a perfectly actualized life-size statue of Sonic with just a huge dick?
No, it's gonna be a statue of me.
Oh, with a huge,
because I beat you
with a huge dick.
Well, that's a given.
No,
just ask Martha.
Ken doll.
Just fuck you.
Hey, look, this is a child-friendly podcast.
Screw you.
Animals can have anatomically correct penises. Humans can't. We all know that the kids can't handle that.
It's called prosthetics.
I was gonna make a joke about it's like how in Japan the porn there is censored. It's like, don't show a vagina. Someone might see that.
Oh, stop.
Someone might look at that. Ew.
But you heard it here. John has until...
So it's going to be a statue of you with a vagina.
I hate it. John has until August 31st. Or is it 30th? Whatever it is.
It's the 31st, yes.
To find this virus.
I'm going to find it this weekend. How about that shit?
Good.
It's not like on the roof or anything, is it?
Maybe.
Okay. So
I never said that you...
What areas are in play still?
So right now, I've been very nice to you, and I've kept it in office.
Yeah.
I have not brought it to our studio or downstairs or anything like that. Till the end of this, starting on Monday. Studio, office. Both are in play.
The office?
Yeah, where we work at.
No, I thought it was like another office. I was like, this is a different one?
Well, both sides.
Fine. Okay.
Plus leadership section.
I'll find it this weekend. And then when I do, I'll post it to Twitter.
Are you going to come up here and scour all day trying to find it?
Do you have any idea how much I don't want a statue of you with an anatomically correct vagina or penis on my desk forever?
I mean, fair. So, but
I like how that's not what it is, but I'm just going to say that's what it is. Whatever the hell this statue actually is, I'm just going to make it so it has your face on it.
So, back to our honorable mentions from that wonderful side quest.
Yeah, so I'm going to play Phantasy Star. Also, dicks.
Phantasy Star 4, it was kind of Sega's response to your Chrono Triggers, all your other RPGs that were kind of blowing the Sega console out of the water in that category alone. And Phantasy Star 4, it delivered in spades. Continuing story throughout, like you start on your adventure, it progresses, time progresses, you're just moving through the universe.
I can't believe Aerith dies.
Oh, God. Fantasy Aerith.
Oh, my God. Ferrith.
But play that game. I think, honestly, John, I do think you'll enjoy it.
Awesome. And it's funny, with the more that I actually think about this list, I think about Sega as a company, especially when they were in their heyday in the arcade days, 80s, 90s, that kind of stuff. They remind me a lot of Disney, weirdly enough, where no matter what, everything they tried to do in-house by themselves. That's why they had American branches. That's why they still sell themselves in, South American countries. That's still why they were, for the longest time until they decided to close the arcades and sell them, they were still the place to go to if you wanted arcade experiences. Very specific in-house experiences that they created. A Sega experience.
100%. Speaking of a Sega experience, this next one.
Oh, hell yeah. I just looked at my list again.
This was a wonderful Sega experience. If you played the first one, you played the second one. Okay, good on you.
Just freaking Shadow Dancer? Maybe. The one that had the dog? Yeah, that's cool. But guess what? The best one on the Sega Genesis? Shinobi 3. This game is a cracking good action game. It has a bit of a stilted control system, but once you actually learn it, how to wall jump perfectly, the ways you can throw kunai from the ceiling, the Nimpo abilities you can use, this game is awesome.
It is. I think this game was the start of the that Ninja Perfection series, because like Ninja Gaiden and all the other ones. What was the one on PlayStation 2 where if you cheated, you got like a little flower on your head as a reminder of being a cheaty dirtbag?
Was that Tenchu?
I don't know. It might have been.
Well, no. So it's a ninja game, but I'm struggling to think of what ninja games were on the PlayStation.
Well, PS2.
Tenchu. Oh, PS2.
Yeah.
I think it was Shinobi.
Yeah. But like this, so Shinobi 3.
Oh, Ninja Gaiden did the flower, I bet.
Yeah, probably.
Because Ayane throws. So it was just like, I vastly overestimated your abilities, Hayabusa-san. You suck, so I'm going to treat you like a little pissant baby because you clearly are. I have been playing Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I gave that a try again recently. That game hates you. Like Tobunobu Itagaki makes action games that will chew you up and spit you out and then laugh at you. So people who think that playing games like the Souls games makes you hardcore, no. Beat Ninja Gaiden Black. Like I did.
Big facts. So that one is honestly a perfect Genesis game. Like, so Shinobi 3, perfect Genesis game. It's one of those, like, that's one you need to play. Find a way to play it, enjoy it, because that's basically like the spawn of your Tenchus, your, what was the other one? What's the other really expensive? Blood Will Tell or something like that.
Dododo?
No. It's one of the big 3 that's super expensive. So you have Haunting Ground, you have Kuon, and then there's like...
What about Trapped? Isn't that a big one too?
Might be. I don't know the price off the top of my head, but there's a...
Rule of the Rose.
Well, Rule of Rose, yeah, that's a given. You know what? We are going to... So, you tell them our next entry.
Osamu Tezuka did the Blood Will Tell, because that's based off Dododo. So,
okay.
Anyway,
you get to talk about our next entry.
Speaking of prolific franchises and amazing creators like Osamu Tezuka, Disney, Aladdin, the one Aladdin where you got the sword, the better version of Aladdin, even according to the guy who made the SNES version of Aladdin. Yeah, this game's funny and it's fun and its graphics is good and its music is good. It feels like Earthworm Jim and it's Aladdin with a sword. What else do you want?
Yeah, it's Blood Will Tell. So it's literally going for $403 COB.
Damn, I actually wanted that game.
Oh,
I should have kept it.
I mean, you can get it loose for $296.
No. The most recent acquisition to my PS2 collection, I got a disc-only copy of 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Hey, that was a good game.
No, it wasn't.
That was a good game for nostalgia purposes.
What was a good game was 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. We have to do an episode on that game. Just how, why, what, and why is it so good?
You heard John. For our new series coming out, Retro Reviews. That's going to be the opener whenever it comes out. Not promising anything anytime soon. You've seen us with our blog.
Our new franchise. Why is this so good? And then we review the podcast.
But no, Aladdin. Super, super awesome. We were talking about it. I think it was yesterday. How there's a stop sign in the game.
Yeah, and what's funny is that that's some game designer or someone like Disney or whatever being like, this will be funny to people to put a little stop sign so that you have to go to right through the levels, right? And then people use that to spin it off into some like, oh, it's a conspiracy that the genie is keeping these people in Agrabah unstuck in time. It's a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It's like, really?
Thanks, conspiracy theorists.
We could have cured cancer by now if the people wrapping their heads around chemtrails and shit would actually do real work.
So it's also a game you can experience nowadays, because remember, they did the combo pack of Lion King and Aladdin.
So you can have a good game and a shitty game.
Hey!
Westwood Studios, you guys made Command & Conquer. I gotta give props. But Lion King...
Not it.
You made that game to make it so it pissed kids off so they would keep renting it.
Big facts. Get that money.
Get big facts. Buy the game instead of renting it. F you kids.
Now...
Battletoads, same thing. Fuck you, Rare.
I mean, hey, big facts there. But this last game, I honestly think anybody who enjoyed playing the Genesis and enjoyed games back in the day, like, it doesn't really need a lot of fluff with its introduction. Toe Jam and Earl was just a damn good time.
What I think is really interesting about the origins of Toe Jam and Earl is that when you think about the origins of all video games, it usually came from some type of like lab experiment, weirdly enough. You think about the old games that were played on like radar equipment, like Tennis for Two, stuff like that. Oscilloscopes that would show these little bouncing balls and lights that would be games, or Computer Space, which was the first Atari game before they did Pong, which became their biggest thing ever. Toe Jam and Earl started at like an Institute of Technology in California between these two guys who made a game called Rogue. And the idea was randomly generated worlds and things happening on your computer screen. They took that concept and turned it into the most 90s 2 drip having Toe Jam and Earl game. And I think that is a glow up for the ages.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Freaking Big Earl, baby. And they just recently put out Back in the Groove, which is,
Back in the groove.
Exactly. You get to play more Toe Jam and Earl, and it's awesome. And Toe Jam and Earl 3, which was on the Xbox, was awesome. Panic on Funkatron, a little different, but still fun. This franchise doesn't get enough love.
It doesn't die.
And it won't die. It refuses to.
So, there you have it, folks. I mean, you have the list. You have some honorable mentions, which, honestly, some of those could have made the list, but it was very tight, as John likes to use.
If you've played every single freaking Sega Genesis collection that I surely have, like the ones that came out on the PS2 and PSP, the ones that came out on 360 and PS3, the ones that keep coming out now, which culminates in the Ultimate Genesis collection you can get on PC, which has mod support from the Steam Workshop, which is dope as hell. If you're playing games like eSWAT, what are you doing? Put down Flicky and play these 15 games.
Now, speaking of 15 games, we can't let you leave just yet.
Because if there's an honorable mentions list, we gotta have a dishonorable mentions list.
And there might be a few games here, but none on the Sega Genesis deserves more of a dishonorable mention. I personally, for chuckles, wanted to see this in the list, and I was met with death glares, and, well, you can admit you're wrong when you're wrong, but Ecco the Dolphin.
Yeah, Ecco the Dolphin. I don't even know where to begin with this one. Aside from having one of the biggest creepypasta-esque jump scares at the end of the game that traumatized me, because that giant floating tank where you have a giant alien head in the background and it's freaking scary as shit. Holy crap.
I mean, the game started off all cute and everything. I'm a dolphin floating.
And then you go and then you jump in the air, and then the screen flashes red as all of your little ocean friend creatures are sucked into space. That's freaky.
Yep.
And you know why Ecco the Dolphin, the first one's on this list? Because Tides of Time is so much better.
I mean, that's fair, but no, the first Ecco the Dolphin was literally a what the hell did I let my kid just see moment.
It was a what the hell did I just buy type moment, or what the hell did I just play? Because...
Actually, no. As your punishment, you have to go do a playthrough of OG Ecco the Dolphin, as well as Phantasy Star 4.
No.
Why?
Because I said so. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm gonna say no. It's one of those things where, if we make this frickin', charity donation goal, I'm gonna watch anime. I'm gonna watch Akira. Well, no, you should make it watch a bad anime. No. Because why would I want to watch a bad anime? They're all anime is bad. Watch a good one.
Hey, not all anime is bad. How heavy are the dumbbells you lift would be one you would enjoy.
To masturbate to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you do like big hunky boys.
I see you in the mirror every morning, bro.
I mean, with some JOI.
Oh, JID.
JOID.
Bring kids a whole new context to the song Hereditary.
Or the movie.
Oh, God.
No, Ecco the Dolphin, it is synonymous with the Sega. It is, if I say that game, most people will be like, oh, yeah, that was on the Genesis, but it's here in the dishonorable mentions because literally it was...
Aside from having a really dope box art painted by Boris Vallejo, no.
Yeah, that was it. And honestly...
And I see you, frickin' Defender of the Future on Dreamcast. I still don't care. I still don't care.
But, I mean, for as dishonorable as that one was, I don't know anything about this.
Oh, Decap Attack? Yeah, fuck this game.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I just look at the main character, and you hit people by launching your face out of your torso, and it's stupid. It's made by Vic Tokai, and they made games like this that played exactly the same. Psycho Fox, Kid Cool, and this all play the freaking same, and they're all bad. They just, you want to play a good Vic Tokai game? Play Golgo 13 for the Nintendo, or Clash of Demon Head. Decap Attack, Psycho Fox, Kid Cool. Throw those games in the freaking trash where they belong.
Big facts. And
Kid Cool was before Kid Chameleon, and he was not cool enough. He was not cool enough so he could disappear like Kid Chameleon did.
Now, this is it when it comes to us talking about Genesis stuff. John, you're an artist, right?
I claim to be, yes.
This next game, doesn't really quantify art because art alive?
So I want to actually preface this a little bit. So kids these days might not know what having a cable subscription is like. You know, too busy watching the Netflixes and the Hulus and the Disney Pluses, Discovery Pluses, all that bull
Let's be
crap.
real, that's new cable.
I know, it's all going to be cable no matter what. But anyway, the point is that back in the day, one of the services that Sega liked to spearhead and pioneer was a thing called the Sega Channel, where you could pay a subscription fee and plug in a cartridge to your Sega, hook it up to cable, and every month you would get games downloaded to this really bulky, weird-looking cartridge that would let you play games, right? That, for little John, was awesome, because I got to play games I never even knew existed. Games like Pulseman, which were a Sega Channel exclusive, or Mega Man The Wily Wars, or I even played Shining Force 2 for the first time and tried to beat it within a month because I knew it was going to expire and that game wasn't going to be available to download. It would still keep saves, which is crazy. One of those games that I played on the Sega Channel was a game called Art Alive. And I thought, I like art, I draw, let's see what this is about. Because I'm thinking something like Mario Paint, but for Sega. I don't know how I'm going to do it without a mouse, but I'm going to figure it out. You know those really shitty old programs that basically just have clip art that you place all over the place on a canvas? That's Art Alive. With the benefit of having, like, Sonic have a little GIF animation that goes across the screen and back. So if you wanted to basically make a Sega Genesis screensaver game, imagine paying $60 for that.
Yeah, hard pass.
Yeah, so Art Alive, more like Art Dead.
10 out of 10. Don't play it.
10 out of 10. It was horrible. Get it away from me.
So, whoo, buddy. That's been a list and a half.
Yeah, if you have any dishonorable mentions from any console whatsoever, just yell them at me in all caps on the Twitter at Games with J&J.
So, well, this has been fun. As you know, you can always find us on Twitter, as John mentioned, or Instagram at Games with John and James. We're also on Facebook at Games with John and James. Give us a shout out. We also are on YouTube as well. Same way to find us. Go figure. We want to know, what game did you hope would make this list that didn't make it? Let us know. Defend it.
Tell us why you're mad at me.
I mean, if you liked Art Alive, let us know why.
That was instrumental in making me become
a clip art shooter.
A guy who traces. I'm looking at you, inkers. I'm totally kidding.
But this has been fun, and honestly, we have quite a few more consoles to do this on. I did call back to earlier in the episode, so I'm going to test you guys, because we did make mention to the Nintendo 64. Our next list,
oh no,
is going to be from that console.
It's just
and why
be
Superman 64 is the best.
I'm going to say it's just going to be Smash Brothers 10 times in a row.
I will fight you with Conker's Bad Fur Day, and then GoldenEye with some... That's...
Perfect Dark. Come on.
We should have got to that one. I kind of want to pick up a 64 again and all those multiplayer games again, just so us to enjoy.
Why did you get rid of it in the first place?
Because a lot of money is hard to pass up. And that lot of money allowed me to eliminate debt, which is better quality of life.
Which is, if you live in America, that's kind of what the entire economy is. Just
it's
debt leverage.
Modus operandi.
So please give us money so that we can not be in debt.
No, it was just taking up a lot of space. And honestly, like, I was never going to get...
Just like my PlayStation 5.
Oh, you can go blow me.
There's not there's not a Pornhub category for that. What?
If it was, Oregon would watch it.
No, Washington would. No, I want to just see the stats and just have it all be cuck videos.
Oh, God. But thank you guys for listening to our list. This is, it's really nice. So when it comes to lists and when it comes to, like, games, I'm very passionate about what I know about and the area I'm in. But to see John, like, diving back into his childhood and hear this, it makes me personally happy, because it's like turning over a page.
Because you're a friend of mine and you just like it when I'm actually filled with joy and not sadness.
Yeah, now play my JRPGs.
Blow me.
No, we blow that cartridge for Phantasy Star 4.
Yeah, on the Switch. Blow the cartridge hole.
Actually, I think I have that sealed.
What?
Phantasy Star 4 back in the day. I did. So
what didn't you have?
So I want you to understand the randomness that is military travel. So Super Nintendo Sega days, I'm in Illinois. Shout out Scott Air Force Base.
Excuse you, Illinois.
Illinois?
Avoid the noid. It's just word association. Continue.
Illinois, avoid the noid. But no. So I'm there, Sega and Super Nintendo. It's their heyday. And where we were at, there's a Circuit City closing down.
Holy crap.
Every game you could imagine for Sega or Super Nintendo, $2 sale.
Yo! Classic plastic, baby.
So
3 for $15.
I did everything I could. Straight A's or B's, dishes, chores around the house, mowed my yard, neighbor's yard, etc., etc. Like the good old boy kid I could be. My dad was like, you know what? You've been doing a great job. We're going to go. Your limit is $100.
Damn!
This was over a 3-month period.
Yeah, okay.
I was sacrificing my sanity for this because this sale.
Yeah.
They still had like 11 bins full of old games.
Holy
People weren't like in that area, gaming wasn't really popular. So thank God.
You hear that, Illinois? You on blast.
So I just went armfuls of everything. Like I didn't even care what it was. Like I picked up a copy of Mario's Time Machine. I was about to say Mario Surfing, and then I remembered Mario's Time Machine,
which he does surf in that.
That's
game.
the only fun part about that game.
Excuse you, school?
No, I had enough of that as a kid.
I had enough of that after 3 months of bullshit.
I mean, and shout out to another one of our friends, Erin, and her outdoor education, which John also did. I don't know if you did it in 5th grade, though.
I think I did. It was that or middle school.
Yeah, so go figure. Massachusetts and Oregon, outdoor education, forming cults, one kid at a time.
East Coast and Best Coast. East Coast and Best Coast, baby. That's how we do it.
But yeah, so I think I picture titles from Mario, like Mario's Time Machine to Final Fantasy III, everything in between. Now, 97, we moved to Turkey. And the way military moves work, if you don't box it,
oh no,
they box it.
Oh no.
So just imagine all of my shit
in a trash compactor
just dropped on each other.
Oh no.
So that box, only part of it, made it across the ocean over to me.
Oh.
So it was.
This is a sad story. You didn't tell me.
It's a 2-tier box. So you remember how you had like the really thick moving boxes that are like 4-ply cardboard, and then you have
the best toilet paper.
Hey-oh, stuff on the bottom, and then you can layer a flat piece down and then put more stuff on, right?
Yeah.
Bottom part completely ruined.
Oh.
Game after game after game, because those were cardboard boxes.
Yeah, they were.
Gone, courtesy of saltwater.
Oh. Wait, you coming on a boat?
Yeah, it got shipped on a boat to us.
Disgusting.
So most of it gone. My dad opens it up and he's like, "Hey James, yeah. So you still have your Super Nintendo. You don't have your Sega. You don't have your NES. All of that stuff there is going in the trash because it is ruined. This is what you get to keep. And the only games I got to keep."
What a compassionate father.
Well, I mean, they were all ruined.
I know, but at the same time, I know for the sake of brevity, I'm pretty sure he didn't be like, "Son, let me sit you down." I'm sure he didn't do that, but at the same time,
no, he like
all those priceless memories you have and all of your fun toys that you had as a kid. Yeah, they're all gone. I made sure that they were gone.
he was very matter of fact, but luckily, the Chrono Triggers were safe. Super Mario RPG was safe. For my Sega, it was the Sonic Collection was safe. Mm-hmm. Shining Force was safe. Warsong was safe.
I have never heard of that game.
Well, after this, you will have to look it up.
Keep telling your story.
So, all of that amazing hard work I did for $100 worth of games, gone.
Crazy. That 3 months, all gone. It is Landgrisser, you're right.
Did you fucking doubt me?
No, but I think about Landgrisser, and I think I got it confused with Growlancer, because both of those names are stupid.
Oh, no, you want to talk about a hard and unfriendly, real strategy RPG. The Growlancer series? Fuck that series.
I'd rather play La Pucelle Tactics.
Hey, you can with NIS America. Well, La Pucelle Ragnarok is coming out NIS America's Classics Volume 3.
How big is the boobies in that game?
Not a clue. But there's also a re-release of Rhapsody.
I don't want to hear songs about pirates and lotion. I don't want to hear it.
So, but no, yeah. Random trip down my memory. Thanks, Saltwater, for ruining my collection.
Thanks, Turkey, for subterfuging his collection.
And now here's where it will make you even sadder. So the BX at Turkey. So we lived on base and we lived off base at one point, but
sure,
the base exchange video games were basically a dime a dozen.
Word.
I got out of video games because that's when I first... So 97 was when I first started my love for Magic the Gathering.
Oh, okay.
And computer gaming.
I thought you were going to say girls, but...
Magic the Gathering, computer gaming, and Pokemon cards back in the day.
Girls still isn't in that equation at all.
I was a doik.
This is why we're on almost episode 40 of the podcast. Because everything in our lives went right.
Hey, all I have to say is I have the one ring to bind them. Shout out Martha.
It's very cute. But yes, please
Yeah,
continue.
where's your one ring?
I did have one for a while. Now it's gone. Now, can you continue your story?
Fair.
Yes, laugh at my pain.
I do. But no, so instead of doing that, I focused elsewhere. I'd go to the LAN Center, played Age of Empires because that was just getting really big.
Yep.
Masters of Orion 2.
You ever played Zeus?
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
I enjoyed that game quite
You
a
ever
bit.
played Black and White?
No, but I remember seeing it because it was the black and white little people, spy-looking motherfuckers on the regular Nintendo. Never had it, wanted it.
Black and White was made by Lionhead Studios. I love that game because you could pick up a surf in your town and throw them, and then people would be like, "Ooh, God exists."
So I didn't do that, and my dad at one point was like, "Hey, you should have done this." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, we got you the PlayStation and we got you Final Fantasy VII, but there's a sale over here. So when the BX back in the day. Now, they don't do it nowadays. I mean, you've seen the one here. Like, they have like 9 million fucking copies of Project Triangle Strategy. Which they did not need 9 million copies of Project Triangle Strategy.
No, they didn't. No one did.
They clearanced them for a penny.
Wow. I
did not get them. I did not partake in them. So I could have basically rebuilt my collection. So,
Damn.
Yay dumb me.
You're a kid. You're not gonna know this shit when you're that age.
I like how we just took a complete turn in the end of this episode.
Yeah, all those happy, wonderful memories. Also, fuck me.
Yep.
Yeah, this is gonna be an explicit episode, folks. If you don't know that already.
So, but yeah, no, as always, thank you so much for listening to us. You know where to find us. What's your favorite Genesis game? I want to know.
If it's any of the Accolade Sports games, get the fuck out.
If it's Ecco the Dolphin, shout out. I will mention you in a reel.
If it's Ecco the Dolphin, I'm so sorry.
So we'll see you next time.
Take it easy, folks. Peace.